Good evening, Algebra 1 students. Mr. O here, and I'm going to do some inequalities, solving some inequalities and graphing them so that we can better prepare you all for your quiz. So, first things first, as I look at number 1, this looks like a fairly simple approach as the variable is pretty much isolated with the exception of that 9. So in order to get rid of this 9, we are going to do the opposite. Since it's adding 9, we're going to subtract 9 from both sides. And by subtracting 9, we are zeroing it out because that additive inverse, and we're left with x on the left-hand side of the inequality, and on the right-hand side we have 6. And since we've done nothing to manipulate the inequality, and that would be by multiplying or dividing by a negative, it stays the same. And x is greater than 6. So excuse the line on that one. But when we do this, 6 in the middle, and I'm just going to pick a number to do on either side of it. I'll just go 4 on each side just because. So we need a circle around the 6. Since the inequality is greater than, it doesn't have the equal sign on it, we're going to leave it open because 6 would not work for this. And the way we shade is numbers bigger than 6. So we're going to shade to the right by doing that little silly squiggly line looking thing that I do. Alright, next. Number 2. So same deal. We've got this constant out at the right hand side. So we're going to get rid of the constant. Since it's minus 1, we're going to add 1. Again, the whole additive inverse that causes it to zero out. So negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. And that is greater than or equal to x over 4. Now the 4, since it's dividing by 4, in order to cancel out, we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to multiply by 4. So I'm going to multiply by 4 on both sides. So what's left on the left, we have negative 8 is going to be greater than or equal to, and the 4's, since I'm multiplying and dividing by 4, they cancel out because of multiplicative inverse, and we're left with x. So negative 8 has to be bigger than x. And if we do this on a number line, negative 8 has to be bigger. So where are numbers that are smaller than negative 8? And those all are to the left. So let me switch colors here. So I need a circle around negative 8. And since this one is equal to, we color it in solid. And it says that negative 8 has to be bigger than x value. So all those ones smaller than that would be to the left. And I know some of you are going to watch this video right now and you're going to gripe and say, but wait, that's not the way the inequality is pointed. True. One of the things you can do is rewrite it so that the variable is first. And since we flipped everything around, we flipped the inequality. And now notice x is less than or equal to negative 8, and the arrow points left in the inequality sign. Okay, number 3. So we have 3 times the quantity of x minus 7, all less than 9. So first we have to do distributive property. We're going to simplify both sides. Oh, excuse me. So 3x minus 21, because I multiplied 3 times x and 3 times the negative 7, and that is less than 9. So now this kind of looks like number 2 all over again, in that I need to get rid of my constant by adding 21 to both sides. So we have 3x is going to be less than 30. And now to get rid of my coefficient, I have to divide by 3 since I'm multiplying by 3 already. And when that cancels out, x is less than 10. Again, got our number line. And we're going to shade. So, circle around the 10, and this one's open again because it's no equal to underneath that. And we have to shade to the left because it is less than. Alright. And finally, number 4, and this one looks to be a little more complicated. So if I look at the left-hand side, it is simplified. There's nothing to do to simplify 28 minus k. If I go to the right-hand side, though, I notice that I've got distributive property very similar to number 3. So we need to go ahead and distribute. So 7 times k is 7k, and then 7 times negative 4 would be 28. Next thing is, since there are no like terms to cancel out or to add together on each side, I notice that I have a variable on both sides, and I need to get rid of one of those. I need to zero one of them out because we can only have one variable when we solve. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out this minus k because it's the smallest of the two, and this will help me avoid negative numbers. So the k's cancel. I'm left with my 28 still. And that's going to be greater than or equal to 8k minus 28. Now I have my variable on one side, well, only one variable left. So now we need to get rid of the constant, so adding 28 to both sides. So these zero out again, additive inverse. So this is 56 is greater than or equal to 8k. And finally, we're going to divide by our coefficient to cancel it out. And we're left with 7 is greater than or equal to k, which of course we can rewrite as k is less than or equal to 7. So then of course we have to do our number line. Seven right there in the middle. So circle around 7. Since it does say equal to, we have to color in our circle. It has to be closed because 7 would work in this case. And finally, we're going to shade to the left because it's the numbers less than 7. All right, good luck on your quiz, everybody.